Mingala, hey, 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 hey. Mingala, hey, 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 hey. Mingala, hey, hey, hey. Hey, Mingala, hey, 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 hey. Mingala, hey, 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 hey. Mingala, Mingala, Mingala. Hello, welcome. Calling in Wolf Totem, Wolf Spirit to share some wisdom, some teachings in this deep dive we're doing into the Native American birth totem for Pisces Sun natives. So I'm really excited to share Wolf Totem with all of you because Wolf is one of my life path totems and is very near and dear to my heart. And actually, in the soul retrieval that I had, I was very blessed to have Wolf Totem come in and ask to be twin spirit with me. It was a very special ceremony that I went through, and Wolf Totem came in to guide me and watch over me as I integrated that soul part, because it was a very young soul part. And I've had Wolf Totem come in for me since as long as I can remember, as far back as I can remember. I think the first time I had Wolf come in for me was when I was probably about 1 year old, and came in with a native elder and guided me into the woods. So I'm very familiar with this medicine, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with all of you. And this is the totem for Pisces, born February 19th through March 20th. Everybody can definitely benefit from learning about this medicine, though, so I'm really excited to bring this in. I am going to be doing a reading for you, a solar return reading, just to see what energies are wanting to come in for you. Had angel medicine coming through for you very strongly here. I see, because the Three of Pentacles is in reverse. Okay. So maybe you're not sure what is the work to do at this time. What am I being called to do? You're needing your totem medicine. Wolf is the pathfinder. Wolf is also the teacher. Wolf is meant to go out and pick up the scent of the trail instinctually, relying on the senses. So you may notice that you've always had clairsentience, that you've been able to sort of like read the room, pick up the energy around you, pick up the true emotions of others. Sometimes the boundaries can be a little bit too permeable with wolf totem types. So it's also very necessary for you to remember to take time out to yourself, as much as you like to be loyal to the pack in order to maintain your balance, especially energetically. It's so important for you to have time alone when you can just be like that lone wolf energy and get into your own essence and sort of detangle yourself from others' energy that you've taken on. Okay. So this is really about understanding that too, with the responsibility that comes with being that of the teacher, that of the pathfinder that helps to guide others forward. It's very necessary that you really tend to your path and the maintenance of that, which is a holistic approach. It came in earlier for you on another read, I think, that I did just last week, where medicine wheel is really calling you, the sacred hoop. So I do recommend that you learn about the medicine wheel if you feel drawn to it. Okay. I think it can be very supportive for you. That is something that I will provide a link to in the comments for you to learn from some teachings from some tribes in the Dakotas. Okay, so I'll put that up in the description box and also in the comments after this airs, so you can have access to that information and can do that research, because it's something that can provide a lot of balance for you at this time. That's what I'm picking up. The medicine wheel, also known as the sacred hoop, is associated with the 4 directions, the 4 states of being, and the 4 sacred medicines, the 4 seasons, the 4 elements, and the 4 stages of life. And it's a tool that can be used to kind of do sort of an inner systems check and see where you're at, how you can bring more balance into your life by taking medicines from one direction to help feed and support you in another direction. And it can go very deep. I feel like if you have a life path number 4, this may really be speaking to you. Okay, so how do you find your life path number? Very simply, you add up the birth month number, the birth date number, and then the birth year number all together, and then you reduce it to a single digit number, and that will help you find out if you are a life path 4 or not. Any of you that are drawn to it, it can be very beneficial, but 4 is naturally very sacred when we're looking at the medicine wheel, because there are 4 quadrants that are each associated with a different direction. Each of them have their own medicines that benefit a certain area of life, give you certain strengths, certain teachings, certain lessons that you can work with, and all to help you find your balance within that sacred hoop so you can really move forward on the good red road in harmony with all of life around you. Because we look at things from a very holistic perspective when we're looking at the medicine wheel. It's not about the individual, it's about the collective. And it's about the collective living in harmony with all of nature and all of nature's inhabitants, which includes the animals. Okay, so animals are very sacred on that sacred hoop. And it's just understanding the wisdoms and the teachings of all of this and integrating it in your life in such a way that supports you mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, which are the 4 states of being. Okay. So I'll put those resources. I think it could be very helpful for you. I want to just give you a little bit of a background about your birth totem and the medicine that it carries. And I'm sure you'll just find certain resonance. You're known to be very intuitive naturally, very instinctual. Some of you may relate to the quality of being an empath. I don't particularly care for the term empath myself, just because having an innate ability to be able to pick up energy doesn't necessarily also imply that one is going to be empathetic. Okay. So I don't know. It's just not a term that really resonates with me, but I'm sure that for some people it does resonate. But it's that piece of being what I like to call clairsentient, just really being able to pick up the energy around you, energy signatures, even energies that are from past lives or from many, many years ago, you know, that are still imprinted on a particular parcel of land or within a particular space. Okay. Also really being able to recognize those soul connections, that soul recognition that comes from shared past lives when you meet other people. Being very in touch with the intuition, really trusting your gut above all else. Like you might find throughout your life that you pick up a lot of warnings in your gut. You're very tied in at the gut level. That's very much wolf totem. Okay. Also picking up things through clairalience. Clairalience is the ability to pick up certain scents, and that scent gives you certain information. You get certain insights, certain downloads from scents. You may be a very sensual person connected to your senses on a very deep level, and all of this information that comes in through your senses, through your physical body, provides you with certain mental downloads, you know, certain thoughts, certain ideas, certain things pinging where you connect the dots, certain emotional information, spiritual information, and you root it all in the physical by applying all that you take in intuitively, instinctively, and it's what carves your path forward in life. Wolf is the pathfinder. And your big lesson in life, what you're here to learn, is how to stand in your own power. Now, we know that wolf is very much about the pack, But there's also the times when Wolf needs to go rogue and needs to go off on their own. It's very important for you to maintain your balance, especially spiritually, energetically. Anytime you're feeling confused, it's a sure clue that you need to go off and spend time alone, because you've taken on too much energy from others around you, from the environment around you. 10:44 on the clock. You might be in such a space right now where it may be very beneficial for you with certain cycles that you're closing, that you go and spend a little time alone, go off on a vision quest, of sorts, where you take some time in nature and you dive really deep into your own energy and do a lot of purification work. Allow yourself to cry and shed the tears you need to shed and offer it up to the land, offer it up to Mother Earth, for Mother Earth to support you in your earth walk. Call on your birth totem, call on Wolf Spirit to help you find the path ahead, to help you connect instinctually with the path that's right for you. The path that puts you in harmony with your earth walk and what you're meant to step into in this next passage of this sun, doing its dance around the earth, okay, for a whole cycle. So this is really, I feel like an important journey that you're about to step into. I have big initiation vibes around Pisces. This has been coming in. I'm also picking up that it's so essential for you to really connect with your planetary ally, which is the moon, with Wolf Birth Totem, 12:12 on the clock. This will be a very helpful influence for you, especially with just navigating your own rhythms, your own cycles, and spotting certain patterns I got, okay? Spotting certain patterns. There's something that's it's continually coming up for you. I feel like it's a karmic cycle you're trying to close, and it's coming up very cyclically. And if you start to navigate according to the lunar cycles, you'll be able to spot where it's happening in the lunar cycles. I also got moon water being very beneficial for you, and you might want to start a new moon water, because you got your new moon coming in on the 10th of March. And it's a good cycle that's kicking off. It's a very creative cycle. It's a very musing cycle. It's an inspired cycle. So this would be a wonderful time for you to make an essence, a lunar essence that you can build during new moon and let it grow up to that full moon. That would be beautiful. Now, the full moon that's coming in will be coming in later in March in Libra. So it can be like a balancing energy. Libra is in the South Node. You are working through closing up these, important karmic cycles. So this is so beneficial, and could really be like a very potent moon water for you to make. I'm picking up rosemary to go in there. Rosemary, ginger. Okay, rosemary for protection of the new seeds that you'll be planting and sowing, moving into the new cycle as you close up the old road. Also for love, to hold that high vibration of love. To also make it safe to open up to love, to open up to your path. Rosemary coming in as an ally for you in this next lunar cycle very strongly, perhaps even throughout this entire trip around the sun with your solar return, okay? And then with that, I'm getting lemon. It's almost like an agua fresca recipe, okay? Lemon, ginger, lemon for purification, lemon for clarity. Clearing out the old, like, heavy, stuck energy. Lemon water, just in general, would be really good for you. Just to clarify the vessel I got, clear the channel. You got some like old heavy stuff that needs to be cleared. You could even make yourself like a Florida water, with oranges. Citrus would be really good for you right now. Just clearing out citrus and mint for warding. And clarity, waking, enlivening, like there's a need to clear out some fogginess. Yes. That'll pick up your clear alliance a lot more. You'll be able to pick up the scent of the trail a lot more. You could also put a shungite in the water as well. That'll give you strength. It'll be fortifying. It'll sort of like repair the energy body. That's what I got. I think you've been closing up some heavy stuff. So this will help really root you in the physical, strengthen you in the physical, and then you can kind of be more in touch with your instincts, and you can just like let that, let that brew up, under the moon, and you can take it in and build that essence. And you can even make agua frescas that you can drink throughout the day, charging them up with the sun and the moon would be nice to just create that balance with that Libra energy coming in with that full moon. Now that full moon will be a lunar eclipse. I can't remember the date of it. It comes in around the 20-something of March. Sometime, I mean, it might be the 20th. It's sometime right around, no, it wouldn't be the 20th. It'd be a little later, I think. It's right around the vernal equinox. So we do have spring equinox coming up. So this just coming in to work with the moon energy a lot. Also just noticing the rhythms of your body with the moon cycles can be very beneficial for you. I think then you'll get things more in working order. Okay. So you're all about getting in a position where you can really learn how to stand in your power, and also what that means, the responsibility of that in terms of just how to manage your vessel, how to manage your energy, all of these things coming in. You were born during the time of the blustery winds or the big winds moon, right? And, the winds of change are coming in. I'm picking that up very strongly for you. Your direction is the northeast on the medicine wheel. Okay. Associated with the color yellow. All right. So yellow may be coming in for you a bit. Your colors associated with your birth totem tend to be blue, also green in some tribes. It just depends. Your stone is jade and turquoise. All right. Those are power stones for you. You might want to bring them in. You could get yourself a nice piece of jewelry to celebrate this next trip around the sun. And it can be somewhat of like a talisman for you. It can be like a protective force. It will also strengthen your own energy. Right. Also bringing those colors blue and green. And also, yellow on the medicine wheel, okay? Bringing those colors in, or like a gold, around you can be very beneficial. So I do like that component of sort of balancing out the moon water with the solar water. So, you might want to bring in a little bit of both. I'm picking up making a moon water that you can use for cleansing, spiritual cleansing, that you can use as a face wash, that you can use to sort of anoint the crown as well, anoint the third eye, the whole chakra channel. You can just run it down your hara line anytime you're doing any kind of spiritual work, or to add to your spiritual fast, Mm-hmm. And then I'm feeling like the agua frescas for during the day, just making herbal infusions. Ginger, though, I feel like to get some like kind of road opening action going too. There's like a real need to align with your path. I keep picking this up, right? Temperance here, interesting. Yes, you're finding a place of reconciliation. A reconciliation on the other side of someone you had a falling out with here, okay? This is coming in, and I think you're being prepared for this. So there's a need to sort of like clear out the old energy, the old heaviness that you've been holding on to. You do have Archangel Michael by your side right now, offering protection, also a way forward in this situation that will protect some new beginning you're really wanting to see occur in your life. Persevere. All right. You will have success in conflict and overcoming adversity. You are going to find the balance in this situation. And I do feel like this is with a soulmate, somebody who's part of your soul family, somebody that you feel very connected to. You know, maybe you felt like you took a fall in this situation, or you felt somehow humiliated in this situation. Something will be restored here. Okay, something will be set right. You will find the balance. You will find the way through. You could be dealing with a Cancer. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Okay, Knight of Cups energy. Perception and revelation, discovers hidden treasure, reveals secrets of nature. Yes. And here's the thing that's really coming in very strongly. I just keep getting this message about you'd really benefit working with the medicine wheel. There's something about this, and especially if you're a life path 4, because 4 is the sacred number. And I'm just picking this up very strongly. In fact, it might be something that's even beneficial for everybody during Pisces season. And it makes sense because this is the springtime, you know, the initiation of the new cycle. And what better time to kind of come into a state of balance internally and with the environment around us than in the springtime. So this coming in, I think it could really like open up your mind to things and give you a great sense of clarity. Also help you work with the activation of new clairs. I feel like you're getting new clairs. You're getting the clair aliens coming in a lot stronger. You know, you're going to start to notice picking up things through sense a lot more. You're going to be able to smell things out. You're going to be able to smell out when you can trust somebody and when, you know, you need to kind of like pull your energy back a little bit. I also feel like you're going to pick up this scent around, how can I describe this? Warnings as well. Warnings, and also where you should go, what direction you should follow. You'll notice certain scents coming in as you're thinking about certain people, or as certain intuitive promptings come up, you know, whether it feels like something you need to be aware about, or whether it feels like, yeah, this is an inspiration I should definitely follow. You'll start noticing scents, mysterious scents coming in your environment around this, and that'll show you where you should go. Yes, you'll pick up the scent of the trail that leads to the treasure, all right? So you'll be guided. Pay attention to this. There's something about this coming through. And I do feel like if you choose to work with the medicine wheel and learn about that, even if you just read about it and you follow the link I provide, okay? Even if you just read about it and you don't choose to work with it on a more formal level, I feel like it's going to crack something open in your consciousness that will get you, you know, heading down a certain track. I feel that, right? Nature wants to play with you. You might be exploring, connecting with your spirituality more through nature, or this may be something that's always been quite strong within you. I mean, I feel that if wolf is your birth totem, probably, you know, you've always been very sensitive to this. But one of the keys with you is that what you know, what you learn, what you experience on your path, the good, the bad, the ugly of it, you are meant to share with others, because it is actually through your path that you provide teachings to others. So many of you will find that you're being put in positions where whatever you've been going through, you're learning certain lessons that you can teach others about how they can find balance, how they can find reconciliation, how they can find healing and move forward amid challenges. So it's sort of like you encounter these things on your path because you're meant to grok the medicine from those experiences, and then you bring them forward and you share them with others, right? Really beautiful energy here. And there is some truth, okay? There is some truth that will be guiding you forward, all right? I believe you're following a truth. And again, there's this piece here about, you know, there could be a truth that you are rising up out of. Maybe at one point you felt like this, but you're starting really understand the strength of who you are and your personal convictions. And this is what's bringing you into alignment with what you are meant to come into alignment with with the Four of Wands here. Really beautiful energy. And you're going to find the way to peace here. There's a lot about rectification and helping you learn to live in peace with everyone. So again, there's that sacred hoop medicine coming in, the medicine wheel, very strongly. Interesting. I don't know why. I just got like this image of like somebody even doing retreats with the medicine wheel, or helping like groups of people in conflict sort out their issues through the use of the medicine wheel. You know, you can actually lay a medicine wheel out with stones. It's actually really beautiful. And you can create sort of ceremonial space as well through working through issues and through passing on teachings. When we think of passing on teachings, you're meant to share your anecdotes, you're meant to share your stories. This is all oral traditions, sitting around the campfire. These are how the medicines are passed on. So you're not meant to hoard your medicine. You're very much here to share it. That's part of being in harmony with your birth totem. The lessons you learn on your path from when you fall, and also, you know, subsequently how you rise up out of that is meant to be shared and paid forward, because that is truly serving the pack. That's serving your community, right? But often to learn those lessons, learn those medicines that you bring forward to others so they can find their past, you know, as well. That has to come through you sort of like going rogue, going off on your own. You know, you will spend times in your life where nobody can share the path with you. That's just the nature of the medicine, right? In the great star nation, you are represented by the dog star Sirius. You might find that you always look for that star, or you feel a real connection with that constellation. There's lots of themes of loyalty is a big part of your path too. You know, loyalty is central and key, and you'll find times in your life where you do suffer falls, or where you really feel confused and you have a hard time finding your way forward. It's because in some way loyalty has been disrupted, okay? Because it's such a central theme for you, such a central theme. Your element is water, and it's interesting. The plant is plantain, okay? Your plant ally is plantain. Now, when it comes to your plant ally, I'm not sure about this, okay? I have mixed feelings, and I can't really be the one to answer that because I don't have the knowledge. I would recommend seeking out an elder, maybe even going to one of these sites that I recommend and seeing if somebody there maybe has the answer. There's two types of plantain, okay? Naturally, there's plantains as in bananas, okay? And I did a short for Wolf Totem. And in that, I just went ahead and I put plantains as the bananas for the plant ally. My reasoning behind this was that, you know, totem medicines, I would think, would be, you know, long standing, very much entrenched within the tribe, you know, the roots of the tribe. And plantain, as in, you know, the plant that grows wild in the United States, has been given the name, one of the names for it, one of the common names is white man's footprint. And so that sort of led me away from putting that as the plant ally. And the reason why I went with plantain, the bananas, is because there's well-documented history of the Mayans, the Aztecs doing all kinds of trade with the Native American tribes. So I just went with that. I deferred to that because from my understanding and my research, I felt that that would be better to go in that direction. The light was dimming on my side. Would be better to go in that direction than to take on something that could be offensive by going with white man's footprint. So if anybody out there does know for certain the answer to that, I would greatly appreciate you dropping a comment, because it's something I would like to know the answer to too. And I've been researching and trying to find a definitive answer on it, and I haven't been able to find one. So interesting. Okay. And I mean, it goes naturally with your birth totem, actually, for there to be a little bit of that, like, for me to arrive at that point, because that's what you're here to do, to share mysteries with others through solving them by picking up the scent of the trail and finding the way through, so you can show others how they can find the way through too. All right. So let's go ahead and check this out. And it's interesting, right? As we were talking about that, we have the Seven of Swords here. Yeah, so Seven of Swords. I want to get clarity on that, because I could imagine that could be really offensive if I was like, hey, yeah, go with the one that's represented as the white man's footprint, and yet that might not be what it is at all. So just deferred. You can never go wrong with plantains. They're delicious. Okay. But if somebody has the answer, yes, please pass it on. Because though I have native roots, there's a lot I'm learning, and there's a lot I'm researching and learning more about myself. So I always appreciate an educational moment. Okay. So let's see. We're going to just dive right into it and see what is coming in for you this solar return. I was picking up those pieces for you really strongly, though. And also just getting out on the trail, getting out on the trail to get in your exercise, any kind of hiking you can do would be really good for your body, and will also heighten your instincts, your intuition. Trail walking, trail running, all of these can be really beneficial for you and help you clear your head. Three of Wands. Yes, yes, yes. So there's something you've been waiting for. And I think you're just in this place right now where you're in a space of open expectancy. Like, something's coming in, but you just don't see it yet. You feel it, though. I think you've been picking it up. You've been picking up the frequency of something coming in. You might have even been putting some energy out there into the world too, toward, healing. Right? Some of you are very active light workers. You regularly build the light and you send it out into the multiverse just to support the cause. You know what I'm saying? But there is something that's coming in here for you. I feel like it's this opportunity to speak your truth and to, get something off your chest with somebody that you've wanted to share, but maybe you felt like you were held back from sharing before for some reason. There's some kind of reconciliation, reunion, healing you want to have with somebody. And this could be around somebody that you view as a soulmate. But something was preventing a moving forward in this situation. All right. I feel like this is something that's very central and focused for you with this solar return. What we got here, 10 of Wands. I mean, I think right now you kind of feel like a little bit in the dark about it. It might even feel burdensome to you. You might be picking up more kind of spiritual communication around this. You might be getting downloads about this. You might feel like you have like a telepathic connection with this person. Okay, maybe you really feel like there's a huge interchange of energies. I get almost like you can communicate with somebody even at a distance. You feel somebody even at a distance. Your energies might be really intermingled with each other. I got that. Okay. That might be what's burdening you. Actually, it might be what's making you so cloudy. If you have your energy like really entangled with somebody, or if you feel uncertain about your path forward. Normally your instincts are really dialed in, but if you've been feeling a bit like, I'm not sure which direction is the right direction or how to find a way through, and you're just practicing letting go and trusting, you could pick up the signal a lot more clearly if you really kind of like pull your energy back. I feel like this can be a bit of a draining energy for you. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. This person also has a truth that they're resting on. Okay. And there's some new beginning that they're wanting in their life, right? They're almost using it as a shield. Although you'll notice, you know, their shield is lowered now. Like this person is pretty open. Look at their body stance, you know. This is somebody who may have been guarded before, that you had some kind of falling out with. They were in a very self-protected place. You might have needed to untangle your energies for a bit to get a certain perspective here. I feel like where there was a falling out because somebody was very guarded and could not open up emotionally, could not share what they were going through spiritually. All right. There's going to be some kind of balancing out here. Somebody's going to let down their guard. They also have a truth. They also know how they want to invest moving forward. There is a desire for harmony and peace here. And there's a calming of anger. So this is some situation where there was huge flare-ups. And I think you might have been sending up prayers. You want healing with this person. You want reconciliation with this person. It will come in. Okay. There will be a healing here. All right. Let's get any more details about this for Wolf Totem. Wolf Totem, Pisces Sun natives. Any further guidance about this? You want me to pick up a different deck here? Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's something here that you still need to see, though. This is kind of what's holding it up from coming in at this point, right? Eight of Swords. There's some new perspective that's needed. Somebody needs to get out of the ego in this situation. They've thought a little bit too much about, you know, their own position and not how others are being affected. There's some kind of truth and justice that needs to prevail in this situation. But there's also a lot of protection in this matter as well. And where, you know, there's fear around somebody running off with something that should be yours or belongs to you, or feeling like even just emotionally ripped off. Okay. There's something here about there's no loss of anything. Whatever is meant to be restored will be restored in this situation. And anyone who would try to steal, you know, your fortune, you know, and try to snatch your destiny away from you, it's not possible. Okay. There's something that's needed to be seen in a situation. Somebody may have that position in a situation. They may feel like somebody, you know, tried to interrupt their destiny, or somebody tried to run off with something that was rightfully theirs. I mean, I feel like this is all being ironed out, straightened out if you're dealing with a situation like this. But it does involve somebody getting out of their ego in this situation and really understanding how they kind of lost their head back there. By being too focused on just what worked for them. There's a different perspective that's needed here, where there's been a lot of anger stirred up in a situation that's caused a falling out and a lack of moving forward. And definitely somebody really felt done in here. Somebody felt really betrayed, okay? And there's a truth that needs to come forward in this situation. I feel like this is going to be balanced out, and where there was loss, unjust loss, it will be restored. Okay, we're going to do a cut of the deck here. Very interesting. Two of Pentacles. So, you know, you would be wise to make some offerings at this time. Offerings up to the ancestors, offering to the earth. Okay, if you work with the elementals, if again the medicine wheel coming in, so this can benefit you. Maybe tending to the earth in some way, also as a way to make an offering, like going out and just tending to the land, caring for the land, going out, picking up some litter, you know, There's something about this. I feel like there is something that's being balanced out here. This tends to be like my my karmic balancing card with this deck, and there's something that will be balanced out here, and it's going to fulfill a request that you have. I feel like this request that you have is you're really wanting some healing in a situation, and where you're wanting that, you're definitely going to get it, okay? With the Six of Wands coming in here, it's beautiful, right? So there is some healing coming through. 40:33 on the clock when I brought that in. It also says here, protects against infirmity. So if you were worried about somebody's health, and you've had a lot of concern about this, and if they were going to be able to bounce back, it looks like there's going to be some good news coming in there for you. All right, but right now you're being asked to kind of like feel things out. Feel things out. There's some new perspective that's needed in a situation that you're grappling with. There is going to be an opportunity to heal it, but it looks like where you're wanting to have this healing, it needs to be approached in such a way where it's looking at the situation collectively. In other words, you have to use that medicine of the wolf to really look at it as an issue of the pack, right? And the only way you can learn how to resolve this issue is by you, you know, going rogue, going off and doing the lone wolf track for a while, because that's how you learn your teachings to bring back to the group, to the pack, okay? So you might need to go off on your own for a bit and untangle your energy from some people before this becomes clear to you how to move this forward. But there is something that moves forward for you here. There is some healing that comes through in this situation, which is really good. Okay, I feel compelled to work with these. Yes. All right. We got the lilies here. 23 coming in. 5. You might be dealing with a life path number 5. You might be, you know, you might have gone off for a while on a little magical side trip I got to kind of like learn some important lessons. For some of you, this could have even been working with magic, working with alchemy. You were studying this to help you learn more about a certain process you were going through in your life, a certain ending, a certain karmic cycle. All right, there was something you needed to learn here. For some of you, it was balancing something out in a magical connection in a past life. Ooh. You had somebody in a past life that was like sort of like your nemesis on that level. It's like rival gangs of, you know, shamans. This kind of energy. You may have found somebody that you were sort of like, you felt like you were in a battle for power with this person. You might have felt like you got pit in this way. This coming in, this is a really interesting message coming in. I feel like there's something that's been balanced here karmically, okay? You might have had to learn this lesson through a particular character. This might be the person that you're wanting to have peace with. This could have even been through a lover, all right? They could have taught you a lot of these lessons about power, what it means to hold power, and how you could stand in your own power without it going to a place of becoming overly inflated. Oh, Ted just said yes on that. Okay. So that's a very important piece of learning how to hold power responsibly and stand in our power. We have to learn the lessons of misusing it as well. That's a powerful lesson. 44:08 on the clock. Some of you may be integrating lessons such as these right now. Some of you dealt with somebody who really had a lot of power over you, and you had to learn how to take your power back, and you're integrating this experience. I feel like there's healing and teachings that come through this that you'll be sharing with others in the future. It may be leading you forward on a new path to explore in terms of your career. You might actually put out something, an offering in relation to this lesson that you had to learn through this particular individual. And it's something you're meant to share with the collective. I'm picking up like a book, or I'm picking up like some kind of like retreat, some type of workshops, some type of counseling. coaching that you'd share with others. There's something you've learned. It'll make more sense. It has something to do with your North Node, it has something to do with your destiny and how you're meant to transform this faith that you experienced. I feel like you've been dealing with this situation pretty heavy for the past 2 years. Yeah, there's some cycle that you're turning around here. You've gotten a lot of reflection around this, all right? With the broken mirror. Okay, you're moving yourself out of a bad luck cycle. 13 is my number of power. 13 reduced is also 4. So it ties back into that life path number 4 energy here, right? This card has a lot to do with bad luck cycles that are created when we jinx ourselves or when we have a crossed condition. All right, that's how I really see this card, because it's a lot of like superstition. It's in reverse, so I feel like you might be coming out of a superstitious cycle. You might be coming out of a cycle where you like felt like you were just you know, on a negative streak, like on a streak of bad luck. Okay, there is something to be learned here, though, about the reflecting time. All right, and when I think of Pisces Sun natives, I think of the Hangman card, which is all about getting that different viewpoint, that different source of reflection. Okay, and what I'm picking up is cross conditions, jinx conditions. Okay, this is can be like when we have a certain viewpoint, a certain way of seeing ourselves. We see ourselves through an old reflection. We don't recognize our own growth, the way we've shifted, the way we've evolved, the way we're different, or maybe even recognize how some of our actions weren't really in alignment with our highest truth or the highest vision of who we're becoming now, who we're stepping into now. So I feel like there's some kind of insight that you're getting here about the ways that you kind of like almost like put a pox on yourself. There's something that maybe you attributed to others, but actually was something that was your own reflection that you had to shatter here. I feel like you're in a process of shattering this old reflection of yourself, and you're getting a clearer view as you move forward. As you do this, you're going to move out of this place of feeling disempowered to being fully empowered, right? I think you were dealing with a difficult situation where, yes, okay. And as I said this, then you'll have this moment of happiness that comes in. And I feel like it's this opportunity, it's the gift on the other side. There's an opportunity to have some kind of healing in this situation, right? This is going to come in and it's going to sort of be like a break in some monotony that you've been experiencing, where it's just sort of like the same old thing day after day. Maybe it's just felt almost numbing. I'm picking up like numbing almost with this, just because of things being too routine. And there's something that comes in that brings a spark, a little bit of joy into your life. I feel like it has a lot to do with you healing this particular connection, and also really finding what the gift was that came through it. There's some gift that comes through it, and I feel like it has something of significance to do with your future and moving forward with this 7 energy coming in here. This could be a birthday gift that you get. It could come in right around your birthday, all right? Right around your birthday. You could be born around the 7th, okay? It might be a gift that comes in on the 7th of March. I got it. Woo. All right, and with that, a whole bunch came out crossing this. Yes, okay, so there was some kind of breakup, and this could involve multiple people. So again, this could be, and look at the 4. There's the 4 again. 4 is your number, 444, okay? Be on the lookout for that. Any kind of 4s coming up for you, that's a big synchronicity, even more so if you are life path 4. I feel like there was something that had to, kind of like come undone before it can appropriately come together. This could involve a group of people. You could have been dealing with a social dynamic. You could have been dealing with a family dynamic, right? You could have been dealing with a romantic situation where there were multiple parties involved. but something is coming undone here. Could be a work situation as well, some kind of project. Everybody's kind of scattered off in their own directions right now, but I feel like you're getting to calmer water here, right? You're about to find your way forward, and there is some helpful influence coming in here. You may feel in particular that the masculine is very supportive for you at this time. You may be more resonating with the guys in your life than you are the girls, okay? You know what I'm saying? You just feel a certain sense of loyalty there, perhaps. You also have some people, maybe big brother kind of energy that's helping you close out a very significant karmic cycle. And you're getting to the other side of this. So you do have some people that you can count on in this transition. And it's going to open up this door for you, or rather, you're going to have the opportunity to open it, okay? I feel like you're getting keys right now. You're gathering keys. How many keys are there on this ring? Okay, there's 5 keys on this ring. So there's some change coming in here. It's this change. It's through this gift. You get some kind of gift, all right? This gift gives you some keys. It gives you some keys, but you got to choose which door of opportunity you want to open up. I got that, okay? 24 coming in here. 6, life path number 6. Okay, could be significant in this situation. And you can use a key to open a door, right? Or you can use a key to lock a door, all right? So I feel like you're kind of making these choices, and this is coming up for you very significantly. It's got this vibe like you're going to be presented with different doors of opportunity, and you have the keys to open or lock these doors, and it's up to you what you do. I think you're really having a test of these loyalties. This could be a situation that is sort of following you as you move into your solar return, but it's because you're meant to align with your true path of purpose. And I feel like not everybody can be part of this journey. There's going to be some things that you're releasing, and there's also people who are very much part of your soul family that are coming into alignment with you. All right, so some doors you're closing. And you're locking them, you know, you're closing them for good. You're like, okay, that part of my life is done, and I'm very much heading forward in a new way. I also feel like there's old versions of yourself that you are releasing. You no longer feel like they apply moving forward. I do feel like there's 3 figures in particular, and I'm picking up strong masculine energy. They may be helping you with a move. Okay, I got this. Cut of the deck. See what we got here, right? Some of you will be moving. I think that, you know, you're kind of like choosing to make peace with situations where you were always kind of in a compromising position and you always felt like your hand was forced. You didn't have power to act of your own accord. I think you're, you know, choosing to keep the peace because it's what's in the best interest for the collective, for the group you're dealing with. You sort of realize that it's not beneficial to sort of like grind a particular axe. That's what I got. You're choosing peace instead. You're choosing a higher ideal in a situation where maybe there was a lot of conflict. It does help you, you know, iron out an important connection to you. I got that. But it looks like you're off in a brand new direction. And there's 7 coming in too, okay? Big 7s and big 4 energy for you in terms of synchronicities to look out for in terms of numerology. Look out for those angel numbers. Any combination of 7 or 4 is big for you. These are helpful influences. You are aligning with the right people that are going to take you places. I feel like it's very unfamiliar that a lot of you will be relocating in this next turning of the wheel here, as some of you will be going on a real trip, man. Some of you are going on a trip to the outer limits of consciousness. There's something new you're studying here. We did get that piece that came in that some of you may have been really drawn to alchemy. So some of you may be studying metaphysics, or you may be going on a trip, you know, a trip that you've never anticipated you'd be able to go on. This is somewhere you never expected to visit, but it really opens your mind. You may choose to relocate on a trip because you really just enjoy your time there so much. I got that. This is brand new people coming in, a whole new cast of characters. A lot of you are having a radical revamp in your life this year, but it brings you a lot of happiness. It brings you a lot of success. It brings you your time in the sun. So I think this will ultimately be a year of expansion for you. But there's sort of like this navigation point in between right now where you're having to sort of like, you're having to sniff things out. You're having to pick the right pathway forward. You're having to, figure out where things aren't quite right and where they are. And again, I think the medicine wheel could be so beneficial for you in helping you find that navigation, find that balance, really get unlocked with your North Node. But it does look like whatever has been compromising, whatever has made you feel disempowered, you're in the process of releasing that, letting that go. A lot of your old viewpoints, maybe that kept you really stuck, or ways of seeing yourself that kept you from really stepping into the light and letting yourself be seen for what you have to contribute. I feel like you're going to be coming out of the shadows this year. And you have a lot of gifts to share that can help many people open doors, but it has everything to do with really owning all of your experience and the medicines you've gained from them, and taking your role as teacher and sharing them, sharing them. And for some of you, this could involve public speaking, sharing your stories. Some of you may do a TED Talk. All right, this came through. I'm picking up big workshop vibes, though. There could be like some kind of spiritual component to it. I feel like the spiritual component is more connected to like the earth, though. It feels very rootsy, feels very connected to the land, and helping people like come back down to earth, like really get in touch with the roots and the old ways, something about this. But it looks like a successful year after you get to the other side of this. I feel like you're in initiation's doorway right now, and there's an important passage that you're going to go through. I just got 3 moons. Through 3 moons, okay? You're going to be going through this initiation. So give yourself space to drop in with what you're experiencing and allow all of the new awakenings to come, because the winds of change are blowing for you and they're carrying you somewhere beautiful. Blessings.